Hey everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to play If I Could Tell Her from Dear Evan Hansen on the ukulele. And if you want to follow along with the chord sheet, there's one down below in the description. So now let's get started. There are a whole bunch of chords in this song, so we're going to learn them by section, but the strumming pattern is the same for the whole song. The strumming pattern is down, down, up, up, down, up. Here's how that sounds on the open strings. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Alright, so for the intro we need just one chord, and that chord is G. To play G, put your first finger on the second fret of the third string, second finger on the second fret of the first string, and third finger on the third fret of the second string. And now here's G. For the intro we just play 2 bars of G with that strumming pattern. Here's how that sounds. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we go straight into the verse. We have 2 new chords, and those chords are D and C. To play D, put your first finger on the second fret of the fourth string, second finger on the second fret of the third string, and third finger on the second fret of the second string. And now here's D. And to play C, put your third finger on the third fret of the first string. And here's C. The chord progression for the verse is down below. Basically, you just play G, D, and C over and over again. And each chord gets one full strumming pattern. So here's how the verse sounds. He said, there's nothing like your smile, sort of subtle and perfect and real. And he said, you never knew how wonderful that smile could make someone feel. And he knew whenever you'd get bored, you'd scribble stars on the cuffs of your jeans. And he noticed that you still fill out those quizzes that they put in those teen magazines. Now we're going into the pre-chorus, and we have 4 new chords. The first one is E minor. To play E minor, put your first finger on the second fret of the first string, second finger on the third fret of the second string, and your third finger on the fourth fret of the third string. Here's E minor. Next we have A7. Put your first finger on the first fret of the third string, and this is A7. Next we have D7. Put your first finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and your second finger on the second fret of the second string. And here's D7. And our last new chord is A minor. Put your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and here's A minor. So the chord progression for the first 2 lines is down below. They're very similar, it's only the last chord that's different. Here's that. But he kept it all inside his head. What he saw, he kept unsaid. And then D again. And now the second half of the pre-chorus, you'll notice the chords are repeated more often, so you just stay on them longer. Here's how that sounds. And though he wanted to, he couldn't talk to you, he couldn't find the way. But he would always say. And then on that last one, just do 1 strum, and now we go into the chorus. We have just 1 new chord in the chorus, and that is B7. The B7 is kind of like an E minor chord pushed over by 1 string. So you've got your first finger on the second fret of the second string, second finger on the third fret of the third string, and third finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string. Here's B7. So first off, let's go through the chord progression for the chorus. The first 2 lines are the same. You've got C, G, E minor, D, then again, C, G, E minor, and D. Now it changes a bit. The beginning is the same. We've got C, G, and now B7 and E minor. Then C, and C again, and D again. And then the last 2 lines are again the same. We've got G, D, C, C, G, D, C, C. And now now here's the whole chorus with the strumming pattern. Look out for the one chord that has a dash by it. That means we're going to do a full stop on that chord. So here's the whole chorus. If I could tell her everything I see. If I could tell her how she's everything to me. But we're a million worlds apart. And I don't know how I would even start. And now here's the stop. If I could tell her. If I could tell her. Now let's go on to the bridge, which is modulated into a new key, so that means that we have all new chords. The first chord is E flat. Put your first finger on the first fret of the first string, your second finger on the third fret of the third string, and your third finger on the third fret of the second string. And now here's E flat. For B flat, take your first finger and bar the first fret, second finger on the second fret of the third string, and your third finger on the third fret of the fourth string. Now here's B flat. And last of all, we have F major. Put your first finger on the first fret of the second string and your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And here's F. So the chord progression for the bridge is mostly just alternating between E flat and B flat. And then at the very end, we have F. And then at the very, very end, we have a really long phrase that has just E flat. And here's the bridge. If I could tell her, but what do you do when there's this great divide? He just seems so far away. And what do you do when the distance is too wide? And how do you say, I love you? I love you. And then we have the final little chorus, which is still in the new key, so there's one new chord. That chord is G minor. To play that, put your first finger on the first fret of the first string, second finger on the second fret of the second string, and third finger on the third fret of the second string. And now here's G minor. And now here is the coda. But we're a million worlds apart, and I don't know how I would even start. If I could tell her, if I could. And that's how you play If I Could Tell Her on the ukulele. If you got this far to the end, I am very impressed because even I almost didn't make it this far. This song has a lot of chords and is actually pretty tricky. So good job. Thanks for learning this with me. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can find a link down below. It really helps me to create more videos. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye!